Hello everybody, we're back in Cartwright Park. We've just come down from here and we're going to be going this way. Something different today. We're going to take Owl's Perch. It's a little bit lower route than we're used to taking, but it's been a while since I've been in here. I used to do more of these trails regularly when I was more of a mountain biker, but I thought it might be nice to do something a little bit different today. Thanks for coming along. What a lovely day today. It's nice and warm. What is it today? It's April 24th, I think. What is it? Thursday? I don't know. I gotta check. It's a day after our last video because I always publish the videos the same day I make them. That's why they can be a little crude sometimes. You don't get a lot of time to edit. But this is a nice little trail, isn't it? I was trying to take something where we wouldn't run into too many people today. Oh, it smells wonderful out here. I'm just t-shirt only today. I didn't even bring a jacket. And it's lovely. Everybody out there that's... look at this, we got two different routes here. High road or lower? Let's go the high road. I made a little bit of an effort here again to see if I can reestablish contact with my family. And I mean, old man advice, don't give up on your family, even if they've given up on you. I mean, I was up all last night and I thought, well, let's see if we can talk again. Sometimes, you know, you don't know what they're going through either, right? And sometimes everybody closes up and they're under all sorts of different stresses sometimes that we don't know anything about. And like most people, at least like myself, you want the best for everybody involved. Everybody, everything, every animal, you know what I'm saying. We talked about this before, you know. People look at things as an attack, you know, and really all you're trying to do is come to a resolution. But enough of that. We're having a lovely hike today. Oh yeah, I fired up the motorcycle today and I went down and got some veg and some grocery on the motorbike. It was fun. It is more awkward on the motorbike, right? Especially if you're not used to it. I got a fairly big motorcycle and here in Canada, like you say, you can't run amok, you know, completely amok, right? Like you can in some countries, splitting lanes, traffic and moving up to the front of lines and that here. And people don't like it, right? Look at that nice bee. Hello, my friend, Mr. Bee. Sure nice to see some bees. With all these flowers, there's hope, right? It seems like when I was a kid, I remember seemed to be a lot more bees around, you know? And we need those little guys to pollinate everything, don't we? I think so. It's nature, right? But yeah, bikes can feel more cumbersome here in Canada because you have to drive them like they're the size of a bus, right? They make you go by the same rules, which makes no sense. I don't know who's in charge decided that was the way to go, but obviously he didn't ride motorcycles. Anybody want to comment on that? Feel free, right? Because again, the minorities aren't always heard, you know what I mean? Not everybody rides bikes here. And the people that do really love it. You know, it's a short season here. And it's like they get treated like second-class citizens. And I mean, I'm not a Harley fan, you know, to speak of, but I like, you know, more sportier stuff. But I mean, I think the same basic premise is there. Everybody just likes to ride. I don't like making as much of that Harley noise as these other guys do, but I like to zippity-doo-dah, if you know what I mean. If you've seen any of my Thailand videos, I can ring out those little tiny scooters pretty good, and I love that. There's nothing like having some fun on a smaller bike. My bike's a bit big now, but big bike, guys that like big bikes, you got to be strong to ride them properly, right? You got to be in shape, otherwise they're cumbersome. I'm working on it, you know. It's very good exercise riding a motorcycle. A lot of people don't realize that. Wow, is it beautiful here. This is what they consider a black diamond. So this isn't a wheelchair trail. And even a little kid on a bicycle, you know, a little tiny kid or something that doesn't ridden much off-road might not like this. You might come back with a scratched knee or something, right? But anybody that knows how to ride a bike, see, like right here, you know, you either go down there or up here, but you pay attention, you stand up. You know, stand up when you're riding through here. You could ride this up or down. This is the type of trail where you build your skills, right? And thanks again for all the nice comments and stuff on the channel. And I'm always thinking about what I'm going to do next. And if anybody has any suggestions or they want to see something, I might even fly away. Wow, look at that big log there. Or I might not. Maybe I'll stick around and... Oh yeah, like I was at the shops today, and you know, I'm digging around looking for stuff, you know, because you're wearing different clothes when you're riding a motorcycle, right? And look at those little flowers. So you're just getting your, because I usually don't go shopping on the bike, right? But I got the hard saddle bag on the side, so I can put a nice big bag of groceries in there if I need to. Wow, this is awesome! I'm so glad I took this trail. There's another trail way down there by that power line too. But isn't this beautiful up here? Look at this. We got a bit of a cliff face above us. Yeah, but her comment, she must have been a rider. I didn't have much chance to talk, but she goes, yeah, a game of Tetris on the way home. And I go, that's exactly what it's like, right? You know, as much as you can get away with it here, you know, your bike's it's short, so you can zip through the traffic fairly quickly. You don't have to clear the back of the bus type thing, you know what I mean? But wow, isn't this pretty up here right now? Sorry, I haven't even turned the camera off yet. I get just yakking, but everybody out there, you know, be kind, make people smile, say good morning, and see you on the trails, right? Nature will heal you. Be patient with people, right? Wow, look at that. I'm having so much fun up here today. This is so nice. You got beautiful exposure on this trail. Owl's Perch. I found an old trail map I'll show you later. They used to provide trail maps. I don't know if they still do, but years ago. I've lived on the park for a long time. Always looking at branches. Pull-ups here. Nah. Not really. Look at this. Wow, look where we are, you guys. Look at, we're halfway up the power line here. Look at this. Is this camera still working? Yes. Wow, this is fun. Look at this. I remember back in the day riding my bike through here. You can't forget spots like this, right? You really don't. Look at that power line. We're like right next to the power line here. You could go off piste, head straight up here, eh? Be careful if you're off piste, but you don't want to slip, right? Yeah, look right here, look at here. Watch your step. Oh, this is great. Yeah, you really get a nice view of Kamloops here today. Man, those mountains are really clear today. Let's see if we can big head zoom some of this for you. You see way down there? Dunn Peak. I'm still thinking about going down there. But man, you got a little bit lower down. There's a power line where we walked. And look at that. Isn't that nice? Different power line we're normally walking along. I reinforce the trail here a little bit. You can follow that one on the bottom. I just haven't for a long time. That'd be a future. That'd be a future. I'm still on Big Head. I don't know if that's working very well here. Why don't we cut for a second here? Let's cut for just a second. You'll come across little spots like this everywhere, right? About 4 or 5 or 6 years back, they made an effort to close down a lot of the secondary trails. You see there that you can tell that's a trail, but it's not officially a trail. Oh, here's a nice little spot to sit down. Look at that. I think that's one thing I'd really like to do with my family or my brother or anybody, is to go for a walk with them, go for a little hike. Mind you, I've said that till I was blue in the face. But I know it isn't as enjoyable for people that don't do it very often, right? It can feel like a lot of work. But it clears your head, right? Purposely, I didn't bring any earbuds or anything. Like I said, we talked about that the other day. I don't bring that stuff anymore. I don't want to isolate myself. I don't want my phone stuck to my face. Or this camera, I just act natural in front of it. I don't even plan what I'm going to say, right? So it's not all that distracting for me. I always seem to have a lot to say. I don't know if anybody else is like that out there. If you don't have a lot of family or interaction, right, with your family, you get a lot of pent-up talk. I was in sales my whole life. I always had something to say when I was selling. But not anymore, not interested anymore. Unless I was selling something related to something I love, right? What have we got here? Ruffled grouse. That's all this, yeah. So this one I think comes up from that the big trail. Yeah, I can see it just down there. Ruffled grouse. And we're continue on here. I don't know, what are we actually on this way? Owl's Perch that way. Owl's Perch that way. Ruffled grouse. Oh, I don't know. But we're going this way. I'll give you an update after. We're going to stay up here. This used to be one of my favorite little mountain bike routes through here. It's probably still people's favorite route, maybe. They don't do anything to keep these trails looking not overgrowing. Just the amount of traffic on them keeps them, you know, the growth off them. Just the fact that the ground gets compacted enough that nothing really grows. I remember these spots so well. Little alternate route here if you want to do a little pass going downhill. A lot of people running long travel bikes and stuff now, and e-bikes. Back in my day, I got into mountain biking when it was new, right? And we used to ride our bikes, didn't have much travel. The suspensions were pretty crude. Had a good friend, we used to do a lot of biking together. Unfortunately, I don't talk to him anymore, but I say unfortunate, but fortunate too. I just, you know, sometimes you go in different directions. Hey, I'm just talking about biking, man. This is awesome, isn't it?
Great.
I used to bike this trail 25 years ago. Yeah, there's a guy enjoying it. You can always hear the bikes coming up behind you. I don't know if that was an e-bike or not. That's the first person we've seen. Okay. Should we turn it off for a minute? Yeah, maybe. Let's just turn it off, let the camera cool down just a touch. Mind you, I'm so much enjoying this. Look at that funny little tree, the way that's set up over there. All the leaves are out now. It's like it's such an, like say, such an extended spring. Yeah, springtime in Canada is the best. If you're gonna come visit Canada, come in the spring. Watch everything turn green. You know, it's like, and blossoms and all that. It's just like, you know, people go all the way to Japan, you know, for the cherry blossoms and that. Canada's full of that kind of stuff too, right? Full of it. Oh! You see how the universe got me there? Full of it, and it tripped me up. Yeah, this is so cool. I remember, you've probably seen my friend Bill in some of the videos here. I was going to mention Big Head Mo to you. That's just my massive 2x zoom. That's what I call it, if anybody's wondering what I'm talking about. My buddy Bill, we used to bike in here. He had a Rocky Mountain. There's a bike shop here in town, Spoken Motion. I think they still carry that brand, and I've been in Kamloops forever. And premium, you know, brand, Canadian brand. And I had a couple specialized in Norcos and Nishikis and all sorts of stuff, right? And in the end, I had a Klein Mantra, I think it was called. I still have that bike. It hasn't been ridden in years. Quite advanced for its day. Should be in a museum. Who knows where they'll end up doing with it. It's a piece of art, right? Some of that stuff. I wish I could keep all that stuff. But where are you going to put it? Well, yeah, like back in the day, you know, we were riding those bikes. There wasn't that many people riding. Or actually, I shouldn't say that. Biking was so popular in some respects. But it was all pretty much cross country. All biking was kind of the same. Everybody was riding fast and bursting their lungs wide open on the hills, right? It wasn't until later that people started biking and on the real rough stuff, you know, at the ski hills and that. Or if they did and they're doing it on those other bikes, it was a whole different ball game. Lots of times getting catapulted over the bars and riding up all the uphills too, right? I find it was hard on my knees riding a bike, right? It's such a repetitive motion. But I switched from the clip-in pedals to just flats, and it helped. You're able to pivot your knees around more and position your foot differently so your knees don't get too stressed. That's old man knowledge for you, right? Yeah, bikes. I still love bikes. I just don't know if my knees could handle it. If, you know, when you get into something, that's all you want to do. And I got to work on my running and walking, right? That's something I'm going to need as I get older. And I got an old e-bike at home too, which is just collecting dust, right? Canadian built too, really good one in its day. Not too many of them. Mine has regen braking. Not many have that. Kamloops is a hilly area. It's a handy feature to have, an electric motor. Let's do a little off-piste. Check this out. Wow, look at this big tree. Oh. Oh. Off piste. Ooh, you can feel that wood. It's quite rotted. And I guess that's where it used to be, is right there. Huh. That was fun. Lots of fun to be had on 2 feet too. Yeah. Oh, we got a trail marker coming up here. Isn't this cool? This is really interesting because, see, this is North Vista Trail here, and we're on Ruffled Grouse. And you could go up here. I'll just show you quickly. We're probably going to continue this way. But you can head all the way back up to where my mom's memorial bench is if you keep left, right? Normally we'd take the West Vista Trail that way if we were going to traverse around the mountain. We've done that. But you know what? I feel like taking this lower one today. Hey, you could do a nice little loop that way. But it's too nice today. I'm in no rush to go home. Let's take Ruffled Grouse. I got to remember that. That's a good loop. Let's take Ruffled Grouse today. So we'll be in for a bit of a long one, but I just wanted to take a trail I haven't taken for a while. Oh, there's a big tree. It's about 4 feet across. Oh, somebody lost their underwear. I don't think we'll touch that. Bring paper. And don't leave it by the trail like that. If you're going to have to do an off-piste, you know, steamer, go in the woods somewhere, cover it up, bury a little hole, put some stuff on top of it. You know, don't leave your underwear in the middle of the trail. What's wrong with people? Hey, what's wrong with people? Why? 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 Oh, man. Are we having fun? I'm getting therapy galore out of this walk today. Ooh, look at this. Whee! Whee! I bet you that bikie was weeing down this thing. Yes, yes, yes. This is so nice. That's quite the dip in here. And temperature-wise, I think it was about 10 degrees when I left. Always feels a little cooler on this side of the mountain, but it's so pleasant. T-shirt weather for sure. You didn't bring any water, but when you get these pleasant spring temperatures, you know, you don't get so dehydrated. If you're running, I'd be dehydrated. Hard to film and run at the same time. It's just too jumpy, right? Too jumpy. Too jumpy. I got a feeling this is going to be a long one today. It takes me forever to upload these, so you know what I'm saying? It takes a long time when they're big files like this, but hey, you guys are worth it. I enjoy watching them too. It just reminds me, when I see myself with a happy face out there, that it was all worth it too. Lower Doug Dawes Trail. And Ruffled Grouse that way. Ruffled Grouse. Yeah, we're going to stay up here, right? We're going to stay this way. Okay. I'll turn around briefly so you can see where we were. We just came from up there, this way. Cool. And we're sort of skirting the base of the mountain here. Wow, what a great hike this has been. Ah, that's fun. Yeah, the old Ponderosa. Yeah, this bit down here is like sort of an ancient old road, right? And it's really nice. And it's just a gentle climb right now. very quiet. Oh, the camera's still going. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit of a vista through here. You can see the mountains on the other side. That'd be on the other side of the river. And over there through those trees, that white would be, I don't know if you can even see it, would be Dun Peak. That white bit. Look at that. But somehow I left the camera on, and we got to do a little editing there. I don't know how long I've been hanging the camera down filming. I'll find that out later. Well, it's been a real long time since we saw a trail marker. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, we're way out there, right here. Wow. We're way out there. Let's see. Lower Dagdaws. It looks like emergency locator marker 150 over. Ponderosa. So again, these things can be a little confusing. And this one over here, this goes down to some of the lower ones. Yeah, there's some good trails in here too, right? Deer Run. Deer Run, I think that one takes you down. There's another set of washrooms way down there. But yeah, we're gonna go, we got to get back up around this mountain here, so we're gonna go up this way. So that looks to me like we're going to be on Ponderosa. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be going around. Oh yeah, there's the summit. 885 meters at the Secret Research Facility. And then 8 something along the ridge. There's the ridge. We're here. So we're going to walk around here. Maybe we'll go back over the ridge or we'll go around the mountain. I don't know yet. But we got a long ways to go. And there's the river, all the rest of it. That's a good little map to have, right? Maybe watch my video if you're lost, right? And you'll be able to find your way out of here. Let's roll. Okay, goodbye sign. Up, up and away. Well, here's our next trail marker. West Vista, so that was that upper trail. We went down and we got a couple trail markers laying on the ground here. But we're going to go this way. You may recognize a little bit of this. You'll be able to find your way home from here pretty easily. See way over there? That's that compost toilet we showed you the other day. when we, what was the name of that trail we did? I can't remember. But anyway, that's the same compost toilet. So we'll go this way. Oh, we got doggies. They got all their gear with them, and that's cool. Hey, doggy. Okay, let's roll up this way. I'm not sure which way to go yet. Let's see, which way do we want to go? So I decided to go up to the right, and this trail here will take you around. We're skirting around the edge of the mountain. That one there would take you to the bottom of the ridge, right to the very bottom, to go to Sunset and that. You can also go this way, but this will take you up. It will intersect the ridge trail too. It allows us to go around the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Around the mountain. Around the mountain when she comes. Around the mountain when she comes. He's a kook. Very nice. That little bit, that used to be an old trail, believe it or not. Straight up that mountainside. That's that one on the top we went to. It had the little fence, tiny short fence on the ridge a while back, just to keep people from walking down there. Oh, hello, tree. Oh, pull up branch. Not really. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to film a whole bunch more. So I think I'm going to walk back one of the same routes we've already seen. So, but look where we are. That's a short little sign, isn't it? Sunset's that way. Ridge that way. And this way is Big Pine. And it also intersects with some other stuff, but we're going to go back this way. And there's the highway to Vancouver again. And in just a second here, you're going to be taking a look at the correctional facility again. So hope everyone's having a great day. I hope this was a good therapy hike for everybody. It was really good for me today. You know, sometimes, like you say, I sort of pulled an all-nighter last night. My brain was on fire trying to think, right? It happens. We all do it. Sometimes you got to do some serious thinking to face your problems or tackle an issue. Sometimes that's more important than getting a good night's sleep, right? I'll see you in the next one, my friends. Thanks for coming. Wow, look at that. Wow. Sorry, I said I was done, didn't I? Check that out. One last look at those flowers. Come up and see the flowers, everybody. Wow, look at that. Okay, enough. Bye.